Hi, and thanks for joining me today. This is Mike, and today I am going to go over cutting vinyl with the Cricut Explore Air machine. This isn't anything new, and I'm sure you've seen hundreds of videos about this, but I wanted to test my machine out to see how well it did vinyl, and so I thought I'd bring you along with the process. Alright, so let's get started. So today I am using this image here. I must ask you to be quiet. I will have links in the description box below for all the supplies and products that I used today. The first thing that I did was measured my cup to see what size I wanted it, and so once I had the size in mind, I'm going to go ahead and change the height of this to match the height that I measured. Now this I'm going to leave the little lock box checked because I do want to leave the design in proportion, especially for a text design. So I'm just going to go ahead and change the height to what I needed it. So I made sure I highlighted the design, then I went ahead and entered my dimension into the top box for the dimensions. Now all I'm going to do is click the Make button, and you'll see the screen is going to change there. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the Continue button after that. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring you over to a shot of the actual machine. So I did go ahead and lay my vinyl onto the mat. You do want to make sure for adhesive vinyl, which I'm using here, Oracle 651, the paper side is against the mat and the vinyl side is facing up. I went ahead and changed the dial on my machine to vinyl, and I did hit the load button, which loaded the mat. So once I have all of that done, I am going to go ahead and hit the Cricut Go button, and the machine's going to start cutting. I am going to keep the video real time so that you can see how quickly this project takes to put together, as well as how quickly the machine cut. It did take about 2 minutes for the machine to actually cut out the entire design. If you did want to go ahead and fast forward, you could move the playhead to 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and that is where the vinyl is done cutting. Alright, so now the machine is finished cutting. I did hit the unload button, which unloaded my mat. Now let's head over to the desk to finish the project. So now the supplies that I have is my cup. I have washed it, and I have gone ahead and rubbed it down with some rubbing alcohol to make sure I removed any extra oils on it. I do have my cut piece of vinyl here. I am using some transfer tape. I have a pick to help me weed. And I have this really nifty new weeding tool that'll help me, but I'll show you how to use that in a minute, and my scissors. So the first thing I want to do is trim up the design just a little bit. I was using scrap vinyl there, so you can see that you can use all of your scraps. Just make sure you save it. Now I'm going to go ahead and use this tool. It is silicone, so basically you hold the little tabs and open it up and slide it onto your 2 fingers like that. And it does fit any size fingers, and it stays on pretty well. So the first thing I do is remove the biggest piece of vinyl, and I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. And I do see that the machine did cut really nicely, which I'm really happy. I'm going to go ahead and discard that. And now comes the fun part. So now I'm going to go ahead and weed out the little pieces, all the little pieces of the letters and whatever else. So I'm going to go ahead and use my pick to pull off the vinyl And then I'm going to go ahead and use the little grooves into the weeding tool to remove the extra vinyl from the pick. And this is really easy. Before, I would have to kind of stop and tap it on the table or use my other hand to pull it off. And this works really well to just, it catches the vinyl really well. So it speeds me up just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and finish weeding this over here. Make sure I get all of those letters, or the inside of those letters, out. I'm having a little problem with that one. I think I may need a new pick. My pick really worked really well in the beginning, but I have used vinyl with other machines before, so I'm not really new to vinyl, so it might be time for a new pick. Now, one thing to point out is I do have a picture of the image off to the side, and so I may pause there for a few seconds because I'm just checking the image that I have off to the side to make sure that I am weeding the correct pieces. Now the eyes I was unsure about, so I did look off to the side to make sure I was I can't even say that word, weeding the correct spots on the eyes. And so I'm almost done with that. Got one more to do. Perfect. Now the entire image is weeded. I'm going to go ahead and remove my weeding tool, and we've got our weeded image. Now the next thing I need to do is apply the transfer tape. So I can never find the ends of anything like stickers and such, so the easiest thing for me is to take two pieces of tape and tape one on one side and tape the other onto the back side, and then go ahead and remove those pieces, and now I have my transfer tape. That is the quickest way for me to remove anything that has like a backing like that. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. I usually make like a C or a horseshoe, so the middle is down and the sides are up. There's an example. And I'm going to go ahead and I lay down the center first, letting the ends kind of fall naturally. I'm going to use my scraper tool. You can use any tool such as a credit card or something similar to that. And I'm going to go ahead and scrape that on there to make sure that my design goes onto the transfer tape. I'm going to go ahead and lift that up. And then I'll go ahead and take my scissors and trim that down a little bit closer as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip that over and apply pressure to the back. I'm going to really want to make sure that the vinyl has transferred onto the transfer tape. So once I am satisfied that it has been transferred, I'm going to go ahead and remove that. And as you can see, it successfully transferred. And now I have it just on the transfer tape. All right, now here comes the controversial part, applying your image to your cup. Now there's several different tools and things like that, and everybody has a different way of doing it. I like to eyeball it. This is just for me. So again, I'm going to do the same thing that I did when applying the transfer tape. I am going to bow that a little bit by making the middle piece lower than the side piece, raising the side pieces up a little bit, and I'm just using my fingers to hold the cup. Again, there are tools and supplies that help you apply this, but this works for me. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. Again, applying the center first and then letting the sides kind of fall down. I'm going to go ahead and use my tool there. Again, you can use a credit card or anything made of plastic or something a little harder. And I'm going to go ahead and scrape that on. And then when I'm done, I'm going to just use my fingers to make sure that I have everything down as well. Just make sure everything is smoothed on there. And then all I need to do is pull off the transfer tape. And you're going to kind of pull it at an angle onto itself. And there you have it. The cup is completed. I do want to call out at this point, you are going to want to let your vinyl cure for about 48 hours before washing. I would hand wash this only, so if you're selling it or giving it as a gift, I would include some type of note that says to hand wash only. I have heard of people putting this in the dishwasher that have been successful, but I normally just make sure that I hand wash mine so that it lasts longer. And so there you have the completed vinyl project. Cut and put onto the cup in about 10 minutes. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if there's any other videos that you guys would like to see me make, please go ahead and leave a comment in the description box below. I really enjoy reading all of your comments. Thanks everyone, and have a great day.